Good morning students. In the last class we discussed about solubility, the factors affecting solubility of solids on solids on liquid solvent, factors affecting the solubility of gas on the liquid, the Henry's law, its application, and also we discuss about the Raoult's law. Then we discuss about the colligative properties. What are the different kind of colligative properties, like relative lowering vapor pressure, elevation in the boiling point, depression in the freezing point, and osmotic pressure. Out of this we discuss about the relative lowering in vapor pressure. We proved that the relative lowering in vapor pressure is a colligative property. Also we determine the molecular mass of solute from the relative lowering in vapor pressure. Okay, we discuss how the vapor pressure is changing with the change of temperature. Also we discuss about the boiling point, how the boiling point is depending upon the vapor pressures. So out of the four important colligative properties, first one, the relative lowering vapor pressure, we already discussed in the last class. So today we will discuss about the elevation in boiling point. Okay, what will we discuss? Elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point. First of all, what is the boiling point? Boiling point is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to its atmospheric pressure. Okay. So boiling point of a particular liquid is what? It is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to its atmospheric pressure. Now already we discussed in the last class that whenever we are having a solvent, we are with the pure solvent, it is having a boiling point, having a vapor pressure. Okay, having vapor pressure, समझो PA0, pure solvent. Okay, now when we are preparing the solution, already we discussed in the last class. Okay, for solution PS, and if a non-volatile solute is added to the solvent, we are getting a solution, then the vapor pressure of the solution PS will be less than PA0. So vapor pressure of a solution is less than that of the pure solvent. Already we discussed in the last class. And we know the boiling point is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure. Now see, because the PS is less than PA0, so if we boil the solvent, if we supply temperature to the solvent and also the solution, because the solution is having a lower vapor pressure as compared to the pure solvent, so the solutions will require a higher temperature to increase vapor pressure that will be equal to the atmospheric pressure as compared to this one. That means the boiling point of a solution is more than that of the pure solvent. Why? Because the vapor pressure of a solution is less than that of the solvent. So we have to increase the vapor pressure to make it equal to the atmospheric pressure, because already it is less, so we have to supply more temperature so that the vapor pressure will be equal to atmospheric pressure. So here the solution will require a higher temperature to boil as compared to the pure solvent. Okay, so this is called what, elevation in a boiling point. So the increase in boiling point of a solution as compared to pure solvent, when a non-volatile solid is added to it, is called what, elevation in boiling point. Clear? So let us see that if we have a graph, suppose we will draw a graph here. Vapor pressure will take in this axis, and we will take what, temperature in this axis. Now the vapor, and suppose this is what, this is the what, atmospheric pressure. Now when the atmospheric pressure, when vapor pressure will be equal to what, atmospheric pressure, the temperature at which, then is called what, will be boiling point. Suppose we have the solvent here, temperature T1. Suppose this is the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to what, atmospheric pressure of the solvent. This is what, solvent. And now this is the temperature T2. Here you see, this is what, solution. So this is the vapor pressure against temperature. T1 is the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to what, atmospheric pressure of what, solvent, and T2 is the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to what, the atmospheric pressure, and for the solution. So if you take at any point, suppose this, I will take this point. So at any point, you can see that the vapor pressure of a solution is less than that of the solvent. At any temperature, this is temperature. If this temperature I will take, what happens? The vapor pressure of the solvent is for solution. If I take it here, suppose this is vapor pressure of the solvent, solution, I can take here, at any place, at any temperature, the vapor pressure of the solution is less than that of a solvent. So we require a little bit more temperature to make the vapor pressure equal to atmospheric pressure. That means there is a increase of the boiling point. Okay, called what, delta TB, called what, delta TB. So what I can say, T1 is the boiling point of pure solvent, T2 is the boiling point of solution. So the boiling point of solution is more than that of the pure solvent. Delta TB, whatever elevation in boiling point, elevation in boiling point equal to whatever T2 minus T1. So delta TB equal to whatever T2 minus T1, where T2 is the boiling point of the solution and T1 is the boiling point of the solvent. Now, one thing you observe here, if you decrease the vapor pressure, okay, less the vapor pressure, more will be the boiling point. Because the boiling point depends upon the vapor pressure, the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure. If we have the low vapor pressure, we have to increase it to make it equal to this pressure by giving more and more temperature. So if we have the less vapor pressure, then we will have the boiling point will be more. So what you can say, the elevation in boiling point, elevation in boiling point is proportional to what, lowering of vapor pressure. That is what, delta P proportional to delta T. Okay. If the decrease in vapor pressure is more, then the elevation in the boiling point is also more. Okay. So delta P proportional to delta TB. Okay. From Raoult's law and relative lowering in vapor pressure, relative lowering in vapor pressure, we have del P by PA0 equal to XP, or this implies del P by del P equal to PA0 XB. But PA0 is what, vapor pressure of pure solvent which is constant. This implies del P proportional to XB. Question 2. So from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, delta P proportional to delta TB, delta P proportional to XB, therefore delta TB proportional to XB. Okay. So what you can say, delta TB equal to K into XB. Delta TB equal to what, K into XB. But XB is what, mole fraction of the solute. Okay. Here you can write, XB equal to what, mole fraction of what, solute. Okay. PA0 what, vapor pressure of pure solvent, now you can write delta TB is equal to K into SB means what NB by Na plus NB. Okay, for very dilute solution NB is very less than Na. Okay, so therefore delta TB equal to K into NB by Na, now. So the graph already understood. Now see, this implies delta TB is equal to K into M means what? Number of moles of B equal what? Mass of B by molecular mass of B. What I can write? NB equal to double B by MB. Whereby Na means what? Number of moles of solvent is equal to mass of solvent divided by molecular mass of solvent. Equal what? So Na equal what? Double A by Ma. So into Ma by double A. Or delta TB is equal to K into Ma into double B by MB to 1 by double A. Okay. Now K is the constant, Ma is the molecular mass of solvent, that is the constant. The constant into constant, we can take whatever nth constant. Okay, that is whatever Kb into. Now this you see double B by Mb means what? Number of moles of CO, double what? Mass of solute, okay, by Mb into 1 by double A. And what is mass of solvent. Okay, so number of moles of solute double B by Mb what? Number of moles of solute present per kg of solvent, double what? Kg of solvent. So this is called what? Molality. तो Kb into M. तो डेल्टा TB equal what? Kb into M, और M is what? Molality and double A is what? Mass of solvent in kg. Okay, and W by MB is what? Number of moles of solute. Okay, तो WB by MB what? Number of moles of solute. Okay, so here delta TB equal to Kb into M. This Kb is called what? Molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant. Okay, so this is the way how can you obtain this elevation in boiling point delta TB is equal to what? Kb into M. So what you can say, if M molarity is equal to 1, we can say what? Delta TB is equal to Kb. That is what? The molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant is the elevation in boiling point of 1 molar solution. Okay. So here I can write whatever, if M is equal to 1, then delta TB is equal to KB. Okay, so KB called what molar elevation constant, molar elevation constant, or what or called what ebullioscopic constant, ebullioscopic constant. Okay, called what ebullioscopic constant. Clear? Now from this we can calculate the molecular mass of solute, and here you see delta TB equal to KB into M, and M is what molality, that means the number of moles of solute per kg of solvent. That means the elevation in the boiling point delta TB is depending upon the number of moles of solute, or you can say the delta TB depends upon the number of solute particles. That's why we can say that delta TB is a colligative property, because already I have told you that those properties which are depending upon the number of moles of solute or the number of solute particles are known as colligative properties. Here you see the elevation in boiling point delta TB is depending upon the number of moles of solute. That's why it's a colligative property. Okay. Now from determination of molecular mass, see delta TB equal to what KB into M, or I can write KB into, already the formula is there here. Okay, delta TB is equal to delta TB equal to KB into what WB by MB into double A. Therefore MB is equal to KB into double B divided by delta TB into double A. Okay, so here I will write MB equal to what molecular mass of solute, double B what mass of solute in gram, double A is what mass of solvent in kg. Okay, and delta TB what elevation in the boiling point, okay, and KB is what molar elevation constant. So in this way we can determine the molecular mass of solute from elevation in boiling point. Okay. Now next we will discuss what is the depression in freezing point. Okay. Depression in freezing point. So same thing, same process we can proceed. What is your depression in freezing point? Let's see. First of all, what is freezing point? See, depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. First of all, what is freezing point? Freezing point of a liquid is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid state and the solid state of the substance are same. The temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid and solid both are same is called what? Freezing point of that liquid. Okay. So Already we know the vapor pressure of a solution is less as compared to the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. And we discussed earlier, because the vapor pressure of the solution is less than the solvent, that's why the boiling point of the solution is always more than that of the pure solvent. Similarly, because the vapor pressure of the solution is less as compared to the pure solvent, so that's why the freezing point will be less as compared to the pure solvent. So if we plot a graph for the vapor pressure and temperature, we can find that the vapor pressure of the solution is always less as compared to pure solvent at a particular temperature. Okay, you see, we have a graph here, vapor pressure in this line and temperature in this line. Okay, you can have vapor pressure of liquid solvent, vapor pressure of solid solvent, so here you see this is the temperature TF0, TF4, okay. Say this is the temperature TF0 where the vapor pressure of the liquid solvent and the solid solvents are equal. So this is called what? Freezing point of what? Freezing point of pure solvent. Okay. Now this is the temperature, okay, where the vapor pressure of the solution, okay, in the liquid state equal to the solid state. This is called what, TFO is what, freezing point of solution. So delta TF equal to what, TF0 minus TF. And this is called what, delta TF called what, depression in freezing point. So because the vapor pressure of the solution is less than the pure solvent, that's why the freezing point is less as compared to the pure solvent. That means the depression or the lowering vapor pressure delta P proportional to what, delta TF. Okay. So here delta P called what, lowering vapor pressure already we have discussed in the elevation in boiling point. Also we have delta P proportional to what, XB. Already we discussed in the elevation in boiling point. The same thing you can repeat again. Now delta TFO proportional to what, XB. Okay. Or so XB is what, mole fraction of the solute. So delta TFO is equal to K into XB is equal to K into your NB by Na plus NB. Okay. Or this is equal to because NB is very small, NB is very small for very dilute solution. So Na plus NB I can take what, Na is equal to what, K into NB by Na. I can add delta TF is equal to K into NB is what, number of moles of solute, that is what, double B by MB into number of moles of solute, what, mass by molecular mass, so MA by double A. Or I can add what is equal to what, K into MA into double B by MB into 1 by double A. So MA is the molecular mass of solvent, that is constant. So constant into constant I can add what, delta TF equal to KF into WB by MB into 1 by double A. Double A is in kg. Okay. So what I can add to the W by MB, the number of moles of solute present per kg of solvent is equal to what, the molality. So what I can add to, therefore delta TF is equal to KF into M. But M is what, molality of solution. Okay. So here Kf is called what, molar depression constant or the cryoscopic constant. Kf is what, molar depression constant or cryoscopic constant. Okay. So delta TF equal to Kf into M. If M equal to 1 mole, then delta TF is equal to Kf. So what you can say, the molar depression constant or cryoscopic constant is the depression freezing point of 1 molar solution. Okay. So from this also we can write the molecular mass. From here you can see delta TFO equal what to Kf into double B by double A into 1 by mb. So what you can write mb is equal to Kf into double B divided by delta TFO into double A. So in this way we can calculate the molecular mass of the solute, and here you see the delta TFO equal to Kf into m. That means m is the molarity. That means the depression in freezing point is depending upon the number of moles of solute. That means the depression in freezing point is depending upon the number of solute particles. Therefore, it is a colligative property. Okay. So next we will discuss what will be osmosis, osmotic pressure. Okay, your osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. So before this, what do you know? Osmosis. What is osmosis? Osmosis is the process of flow of solvent molecule towards solution side, or the flow of solvent from a lower concentration to a higher concentration, or flow from a dilute solution to a concentrated solution when both are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, so osmosis is the flow of solvent molecules towards solution side when both are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. So when we have a solution and we have the solvent separated by a permeable membrane, then solvent molecules will flow towards what the solution side. Why is it so? We know the vapor pressure of the solution is less as compared to pure solvent, because the vapor pressure of the solvent is more. So it is pushing, the pressure is high and solution is less, so the solvent molecules are flowing from the higher vapor pressure toward the lower one. And this constant flow of the solvent molecules toward the solution side is creating a hydrostatic pressure. And at a particular hydrostatic pressure, when the vapor pressure of the solution, which was earlier less, will be equal to the vapor pressure of the solvent. That means the hydrostatic pressure will be equal to the vapor pressure of this solvent. The flow of solvent molecules toward the solution side will stop, and the hydrostatic pressure at which the flow of solvent molecules toward the solution side stops is known as the osmotic pressure. Okay, so osmotic pressure is the hydrostatic pressure which stops the flow of solvent molecules toward the solution side when both are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, and this osmotic pressure is given by what? Pi. So pi is called the osmotic pressure. Okay, let us see. There are we have the loss of osmotic pressure. Loss of osmotic pressure. So what you see here, we have the Boyle-Van't law. What says is temperature remaining constant, the osmotic pressure of a dilute solution pi is proportional to the concentration of the solution. Temperature remaining constant, the osmotic pressure of a dilute solution is proportional to the concentration of the solution. Okay, so see what your concentration here. Okay, now we have C equal to N by V, concentration equal to number of moles per liter. What I can write? Pi proportional to N by V. Pi proportional to N by V. If N equal to 1 mole, then pi proportional to 1 by V. Or P proportional to 1 by V. And this is what? This is the equivalent to what? Equivalent to what? Boyle's law. Okay. Now, okay, so next year, Gay-Lussac-Van't law. What says it? Concentration remaining constant, the osmotic pressure proportional to what? Temperature. Pi proportional to T. Okay. And this is equal to what? Also equivalent to what? We take this equation 2, this equation 1. Okay. Now from 1 and 2 we have pi proportional to what? Ct. Equation 1 I can say this one. Okay. Pi proportional to C, pi proportional to T, so pi proportional to Ct. Okay. Or pi equal to pi proportional to N by V T. Okay. Or pi equal to R N T by V, or pi V equal to nRT. Pi V equal to what? nRT. Okay. So pi the osmotic pressure, V the volume, and the number of mole are the universal gas constant, and T the absolute temperature. So here you see the pi, just I can write pi is equal to N by V RT, or I can write pi is equal to NB by V RT. That means the number of moles of solute. So because the pi depends upon the number of moles of solute NB, so pi is an osmotic, pi is a colligative property. Okay. So pi equal to NB by V RT. That means N is for number of moles means solid part, number of particles. So because the pi is depending upon the number of particles, so pi is a colligative property. Okay. And from this we can determine the molecular mass also. Okay. So pi equal to what? N by V RT. So pi is equal to NV into RT by V, or NV is what of number of moles of solute equal what of mass of solute WB by MB into RT by V pi equal to, okay, so this implies MB is equal to WB RT by pi V. So MB equal to WB RT by pi V. So in this way we can calculate the molecular mass of solute from the osmotic pressure. Okay, so here MB is what your molecular mass of solute, okay, and W is your mass of solute, pi the osmotic pressure with the volume, R the universal gas constant, and T the absolute temperature. So this is what the colligative properties. Okay, now let us have some numericals on elevation boiling point, depression freezing point. Okay, so here is the numerical on dissolving 3.24 gram of sulfur, that is what you W of B is what you 3.24 gram in 40 gram benzene, so WA is what you 40 gram. Okay, now the boiling point of solution was higher than that of benzene by 0.81 Kelvin, that is what you delta TB equal to 0.81 Kelvin. Then the Kb for benzene, Kb equal to what you 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole, and find the molecular mass of solute M of B, and we have M of A how much, that is benzene 78. We have MB is equal to Kb ln B by del TB into MA, del TB into double A. Okay, so how much is Kb there? 2.53 into double B, how much is there? 3.24 by del TB, how much? 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole, which is a gram, (0.81 Kelvin) to WA, how much? 0.04 kg. This is 2.53, again write here 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole into Kb into WB 3.24 gram. So Kelvin kg, okay, this is equal to what we will get 253 gram per mole, the answer. Okay, so MB equal to Kb into W by delta TB WA is the formula. Now you see. Okay, so similarly we can solve this question number 2 and 3 by just putting the formula. Okay, just to write the data given and put the formula for K for delta K. Like here we have MB equal to Kb into W by delta TB into WA. So here MB is equal to Kf into WB by delta TF into WA. Similarly, also we can put the formula for the osmotic pressure and we can calculate. We'll get this answer. Okay. Thank you. So next class we will discuss in the chapter.